In Australia, there are high levels of ethnic, religious, and linguistic diversity due to decades of policies promoting multiculturalism and immigration. A number of contemporary challenges arise for Australia as a result of religious diversity. The traditional and alt-right have mobilized around anti-Islam narratives. Australian Muslims experience discrimination and marginalization in relation to national and social belonging. Violent religious radicalisation in Australia has overwhelmingly been associated with Islamic radical violence. But there are also a number of active right-wing extremist groups embedded within white supremacist movements.
Good morning all, and thank you for attending the Australian Multicultural Foundation's Community Awareness Training program, Building Resilience in Your Community. The program that we have developed is not specific to any one national, political, religious or ideological group.
The Australian Multicultural Foundation is an NGO and has created a program that helps communities to understand the range of antisocial behaviors that may lead people down negative pathways.
When you're dealing with antisocial behaviours, there are a whole range of preconditions around this. It was really important for us to develop a program that was adaptable, but it looked at a whole range of preconditions, whether it be social, cultural, religious or economic, that plays an important role in one's life and one's journey.
The program is based on the idea that the whole community plays a fundamental role in social cohesion.
I think a lot of our programs have been looking at the top layers and not drilling down into where it actually plays out in the community. It is on that community level is where the issues are. It is the mother and the father, it is the school teacher, it is the local counsellor, it is the local police officer. They are the ones that are dealing with those issues, and they can play a very important preventative role in that area.
Experience in the field has brought to light new and interesting discoveries that led them to change some of their prevention strategies.
We found that when it came to radicalisation or violent extremism or forms of criminality or indeed any form of antisocial behaviour, it was really an individual phenomenon rather than a group phenomenon. So we felt it was very important to develop a program, a strategy or a program, so that those closest to the individual were able to recognise these early warning signs.
That's what the model looks like. As we can see, the colours indicate the varying levels of intensity. The three categories that the model looks at, the first one being social relations, where an individual is making new friendship circles who could possibly have bad influences on them, or it can also mean withdrawing from society as well, cutting off social relations. Ideology, now it's not necessarily adopting new beliefs per se as well. It could be adopting more sort of rigid or extreme interpretation of the existing beliefs. And finally, criminal orientation. This involves adopting the belief that violent criminal methods become justifiable to support the new ideology.
Religion can offer narratives that provide meaning and to help organise sentiments of disaffection, anger, frustration and grievances, but it can also be used as an effective tool by VE groups who are looking for recruiting alienated youth. Young people are looking for these voices, looking for strong voices, so maybe, in the absence of voices, it becomes a problem. So this is where your role becomes really important, to direct young people into, the right areas so that they are hearing the right voices. We had a young man once who was actually recruited and had changed, and the family had not recognised is change, where we were able to grab that person and then take that person on a new journey. But I suppose that was good in itself, you feel good, but what was better was to work with that person who then became a significant mover and shaker, because he was able to then tap into others who were just as vulnerable and shift them out of that using our program. And that made a difference.